We were not expecting to end up here. About 4 weeks ago, we thought we'd be travelling in Norway right now, and spending a few nights staying in a little wooden cabin on the side of a frozen fjord. But in all honesty, we realised we were just not prepared for the cold of a winter in Norway, and spending 4 weeks in our van in possible minus 30 degrees Celsius. We also had some delays, which meant that we needed to cut our trip shorter. So we changed our plan and thought we'd go to the Alps instead. Still see the mountains and snow, but without such a long drive and without the extreme cold. But sometimes life has other plans for you. And we drove an hour from home on the day we were leaving, before running into other issues which culminated into us driving back home to replan what we were going to do. I'm not saying all this is a complaint, just that sometimes plans change, either from disorganisation or unforeseen circumstances, or sometimes both. That's part of the magic of life, not knowing what's around the corner. That even when you make a plan, you never truly know whether it will happen, or you'll experience something else, and sometimes something just as exciting. So here we are, in the Cairngorms. As we had already booked the time off work and got our van ready, we were able to just drive up here on a whim to see the snow and spend a bit of time in a place that we both feel so at home in. Although this wasn't our original plan, it is incredible to see Scotland like this. And I guess we'll just see where the journey takes us from here. So we're in the Cairngorms, which we did not expect at all. As I said earlier, we were meant to be in, well, originally Norway and then the Alps, and we ended up in Scotland.
Yep, again.
Again, but I mean, I'm not complaining that much
No,
because I love Scotland.
It is very nice.
Yeah, and this bit that we just always come back here, it's like, feels very homely here.
It does.
This particular area in the Cairngorms. And we just thought, as we couldn't get to Europe for various reasons right now, we just thought we'd make the most of the nice weather because it's meant to be snowy and nice, sunny, hopefully. So we just wanted to make the most of it and get somewhere at least.
Somewhere snowy.
Yeah, even though it was a lot of driving.
Yeah, it is.
So we ended up getting here at, what was it, 3:30?
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, Brochan drove the whole way from the Yorkshire Dales while I slept. So if we look quite tired, that's because we are very tired. We had you had about 4 hours sleep.
No.
Probably. But it was worth the drive to get here for the snow.
It was.
Well, it was worth me sleeping in the passenger seat to get here for the snow. I think today we're just going to seek out snowy places.
Hopefully.
Do some little walks and just try and make the most of it. And then get up the mountains hopefully in the next few days, if it's not too bad weather. It's meant to be sunny, so that's the idea. We actually set off on Saturday, was it? Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. We set off to get the Eurotunnel to Europe, and then something happened with our lights where they weren't working, so we stopped in a Halfords to try and get a replacement bulb, and then we realised it wasn't a bulb, and Brochan fiddled around we were in the car park for 5 hours while Brochan fiddled around, and then he actually made it worse. He found out what the issue was, but made it worse. So we had no lights on one side of the van at the back, which, I mean, it's illegal to drive like that. We also didn't have our ownership document for the van, and we tried to apply for a new one online while we were in the car park. That's what I was doing, and then said there's a problem with your like registration of the van or something, so then I was panicking, and because it was Saturday we couldn't call anyone. So we ended up just going home.
Yep.
We got an hour away from home and then we ended up going back home to try and like work out what to do. And so yeah, hopefully we're going to get to Europe still in about a week.
Hopefully next week if everything goes to plan. But unfortunately we have to pay for Floss's health certificate again.
So you have 10 days, once you've had the health certificate done, you have 10 days to go to Europe, and if you go over the 10 days then you have to redo it, which is really annoying. So yeah, we're just gonna head off and find some snow places.
Yeah, hopefully.
As much snow as we can find. We set our alarms for very early the next morning and woke up in the dark. Though the magical thing about snow is it never feels truly dark. We decided to walk a walk that we had done a year ago, last time we were in the Cairngorms. Though we hadn't initially wanted to walk the same path, we were in the area and we knew the views from the top were incredible. And anyway, sometimes it's nice to re-walk paths. You notice new things the second time around, especially when you get to see it in such vastly different weather. As the sun began to creep towards the horizon, the sky turned pink and purple, and we hurried up the steep path. I'm very out of breath because I'm going up a very long hill. Brochan's marching on ahead. So we're trying to get up high enough to see the pink on the mountains. It was truly magical to walk along mountains thick with snow, to look out over the horizon and see peaks of white, shrouded in cloud that drifted along the tops of the mountains. We've just come down from the top of the mountain. It's absolutely freezing up there. The wind chill was very cold, so we didn't stay up there very long. But it was quite amazing because you could see the snow being blown about and it was all sparkling in the sun. It was very pretty, but it was freezing. So we've come down from there and now we're in the sun, which is a lot nicer. A bit warmer, not so windy. It was tough going though, wading through the snow. There were times that I wanted to give up and turn around as my legs ached and my breathing got deeper and faster. Our hair and buffs were frozen and our cheeks burned with the biting cold. But every time we finished a climb and looked out to the view, the difficulties melted away as we gazed over the landscape. Finally, it was time to start the descent back down the mountain, and I didn't want to leave. I tried to absorb as much of the snowy views as possible, to imprint them on my memories. But the forestry was just as magical as the mountains. Flakes of snow drifted from the trees, glinting in the sun. Every branch was lined with white. It felt as though we'd stepped through the wardrobe and into Narnia. Although it was a relief in some ways to reach the warmth of the van and take off our cold, wet layers of clothing, it was also disappointing. I could have walked for days in that wonderland. I have never seen snow like this. So thick it covers everything, the forest floor and every needle on the trees. We huddled into the warmth of the van, watching the sky slowly turn to burning pinks and oranges, and began to plan where to go next.